At 5, a Channel 2 Action News investigation, a deadly shooting after a wedding, and now the groom has been charged with felony murder.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live in our studio now. So, Mark, the county sheriff and the district attorney have been split over whether the groom should have been charged in this killing.
Yeah, George, Karen, Butts County Sheriff Gary Long says the felony murder charge against a groom for a shooting on his wedding night marks the first time since he became sheriff 13 years ago that he has publicly disagreed with his district attorney. These are just a few of the dozens of evidence photos from the case. Jonathan Adams says he, as DA, did the right thing, but we hear also from the admitted shooter.
I'm going, it's a life or death situation. I've got to get to my weapon.
Clearest case of self-defense.
Why did you shoot him?
Fear for my life.
That I have personally seen in 30 years of law enforcement.
You better be right if you're going to kill someone.
Justice will prevail for my son. We're positive of that.
A Butts County bride and groom, but within hours after the ceremony in July 2024, the sheriff there says it's undisputed that on his wedding night, the groom shot and killed a man.
I don't think anyone should have to second guess defending themselves.
But Sheriff Gary Long says he does dispute that new husband Aaron White committed a crime, felony murder, as an indictment now alleges.
There's an innocent man sitting in my jail.
Bride Kayla White says the homicide victim, 44-year-old Jason Mahan, was her stepfather. She liked a lot, but she stands by her husband.
I just have to have faith the truth will come out eventually.
I think the question is not self-defense. The question is lawful use of deadly force.
Both District Attorney Jonathan Adams and Sheriff Long agree things went south after the wedding when the bride told an apparently inebriated relative she believed was behaving inappropriately to leave. They tussled, and her husband got involved.
Time to separate them. This ain't right.
Jason Mahan, perhaps upset about the tussle with the relative, showed up and punched Aaron White in the face.
Knocked me to the ground.
Minutes later, Mahan and the relative who tussled with the bride returned. The relative fired a gun. He differs with multiple witnesses on when a gunshot hit Aaron White's hand, and Jason Mahan chased White, who made it to his truck.
I was able to draw my weapon.
And did what?
Defended myself and everybody else.
You shot him?
Yes.
Sheriff Long says his office investigated, but he also called in the GBI for an independent look. DA Adams says a 2025 grand jury found self-defense and declined to charge White for the homicide. The White and others were indicted for aggravated assault, which the DA dismissed. But this month he presented the case to a second grand jury, which did indict White for felony murder and aggravated assault. The DA says the key issue is whether White should have responded to Mahan with a gun or his hands.
It's a question for a jury to determine whether or not the defendant had a reasonable belief of receiving serious bodily injury.
Sheriff Long says the DA's decision flies in the face of what he's taught citizens in gun safety classes in which the DA's joined him.
People will be hesitant to defend themselves for the mere fact of coming to jail for murder.
No parent should bury their child, ever.
Dan Mahan, Jason's dad.
We're just going to let the state of Georgia and the district attorney's office and all of the law enforcement settle this thing.
What gives you the wherewithal to get through this?
God, friends, family, community.
Now, Sheriff Long says since we interviewed him on camera, Aaron White has been released on bond. Defense attorney Brett Dunn says there were some areas he did not want White to speak to us about because of the pending prosecution. And Dunn also says he believes an election has played a role in this case. We plan to have both sides of that controversy on Channel 2 Action News at 6.
A lot of people looking at this very closely. Mark, thank you so much for bringing this to light.
Thank you.
See you at 6, Mark.